Americans have a favorable view of labor unions by a huge margin right now. 71% support. That's higher than at any time in my lifetime. That is higher than at any time since the 1960s. And unions have had this bunch of great successes within the past year. UPS workers who are part of the Teamsters, academic workers, tens of thousands of healthcare workers at Kaiser, airline pilots, the Writers Guild in Hollywood. All of these big organized labor successes in the past 12 months. And now, of course, the UAW, United Auto Workers. A 6-week strike against the big 3 U.S. automakers has brought agreements for what are being called record contracts, a 25% pay raise for auto workers over 4.5 years. Factory work at a Detroit automaker, 40 hours a week, $84,000 a year. Plus cost of living adjustments guaranteed as a protection against inflation. Now, these are all tentative agreements with the big 3 automakers. UAW locals still have to ratify the results. But the terms the union won in this strike are so favorable that when they were announced, Toyota, which isn't union, unexpectedly announced a surprise increase in its own wages for its own non-union employees, presumably to try to preempt them all wanting to join the union now, to get the same kind of deal that UAW was just able to get for its members at Ford and GM and Stellantis. The UAW strike was audacious, it was pushy, it was a huge success. UAW's President Shawn Fain said if the automakers have record profits, which they do, then we should have record contracts. And now they do. Just watch this. You can tell from the way they are messaging on this, from the very beginning of this strike, you can tell that part of the wind in their sails here is that they know the kind of support they have from the American public.
We have nothing to fear. I look around here, I see power, I see faith, and I see a working class that is fed up and fired up. I see working class people from all walks of life standing together. You all know what we need to do, and now the whole world knows what we need to do. When they tell us to sit down, we stand up.
You may have recognized some Democratic politicians in that footage from UAW. It's recognizable folks here, Senator Sanders here, Congresswoman Dingell, Hakeem Jeffries, you see there. This was all put out before the leader of the Democratic Party, the sitting president of the United States, made history by being the first sitting president in the history of the United States to join union workers on a picket line. First time that's ever happened in American history. President Joe Biden made history that way. In the midst of this strike, while his likely opponent next year, Donald Trump, instead went out and said that the UAW was selling auto workers down the tubes. He said to UAW members, quote, "I don't think you're picketing for the right thing." He said members of the UAW should stop paying their dues. This was his contribution. And then the UAW got record contracts from all 3 Detroit automakers with massive support from the American people. With basically the whole country cheering them on, with President Biden making history to step out and support them in a way no president has ever done before. And then they won, bigger than anybody thought they could, in this supposedly fatally polarized country where we can't agree on anything. The country all basically agrees on this. They did it. Joining us now is Shawn Fain, president of the United Auto Workers. Mr. Fain, congratulations on the success of these recent labor actions, and thanks very much for being with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, Rachel. It's great to be here.
Let me just ask if I've described the strategy here correctly, describing it correctly as an innovation, and did I get it right in terms of the way it was designed to sort of calibrate the effect you were looking for?
You bet. And, basically it was harnessing the power of the membership. And, when we, and think about this, I've only been in office for 7 months, so we had, in a very short order, we had to try to do everything we could do to be prepared for bargaining. We ran for the first time in our history a contract campaign to get our membership prepared so that in the event we had to take action, they would know what the issues were, they would know why they're out there and what we're fighting for. And then the next step was We did a lot of, for the first time, unprecedented in this union, was our transparency and communication with the membership, doing Facebook Lives weekly, communicating with the members, keeping them updated on what's going on at the bargaining table and out in other areas. Seeing our members hold rallies and just do action leading up to this, it gave us immense power at the bargaining table. And, the company saw that we had a unified union. Not, in the past, there was always, two sets of people, the membership on the floor and the leadership in Detroit. And it's not that way anymore. We're one unit. We're unified. And this is what happens when everyone gets together and they're unified in their approach. And we had great success with it.
What do you think about how important it is that there's so much public support right now for the union movement, for organized labor? I mean, over the course of my lifetime, we've seen wild fluctuations in the number of Americans who are in organized labor, who are in unions themselves. Yeah. The UAW at one point was 1.5 million people. Now it's closer to 400,000. We've seen big fluctuations, but we also do see this huge amount of support right now in the public. How important was that to the success of these actions and to the way you're thinking about how to keep moving forward?
Well, I think it's very important, and I think, it's just a sign of the times. In the last 40 years almost, working class people went backwards continually. Slowly, it's migrated, and there's this massive chasm between the billionaire class and the working class. And, when those things get out of balance, we need to turn it upside down. When 26 billionaires have as much wealth as half of humanity, that's a crisis. And it's our issues, whether it's UAW, it's working class issues, whether you're union or not. Everyone identifies with what's going on right now. People in unions and working class people that aren't in unions, are literally scraping to get by. They're working 7 days a week, 12 and 16 hours a day, multiple jobs, not to save money, just to scrape to get by. And so it's time. I think it's way past time. And it's up to organized labor to lead that movement. And I'm really proud of the work we've done and other unions are doing right now, standing up for the working class. And we've already seen the fruits of that. We negotiated record contracts at the Big Three, and within a week, you saw Toyota reduce their progression 4 years for their employees and give them 9% pay increases. We call that the UAW bump. And that's what happens. And when those people become members of the UAW, they'll get even more. And so that's what this is all about. It's about raising all tides.
Let me ask you about that directly. If you have anything you'd like to say tonight here on television to Tesla, to Honda, Toyota, and other non-union car companies that are making cars in the United States. As you mentioned, Toyota seems to have given a UAW bump to their non-UAW member workers, presumably to try to preempt any enthusiasm among Toyota workers to try to get the same deal by joining UAW. But do you have anything you'd like to say to those car makers right now in terms of what's going to happen here next?
Well, I look at the migration of my grandparents back in the 30s and 40s from the South, coming out of a depression. They moved north to union jobs, and it changed their lives. And we're getting back to setting that standard now. And so, we've had throughout this process, because of the energy that's around this campaign, literally we've had hundreds of workers from all over the South, all these non-union companies, reach out to us about organizing. They want a piece of this. And that's the comparison I look at with my grandparents' generation, was they saw a better way of life, and we set the standard. Now we're back to setting the standard again. People want to be a part of that. So, we're reaching out to members, and we are in the process of planning our next steps for organizing. We've revamped our organizing department, and we are locked and loaded, and we're coming for them. Those workers at Tesla, Hyundai, Nissan, anywhere, at Toyota, they're no different than us. Working class people, we all have the same issues. We want to have a wage where we can have a sustainable life. Not just live to work, but work to have a good living. And it's went too far gone the other way in the past. So, I really believe we're going to have a lot of success. And I believe those members want to join the union. I think once they do, and they step aside from the fear tactics and the scare tactics these companies will employ upon them, when they see that benefit, there's no going back.
One last question for you. I mentioned that the very visible support that you got from President Biden, it's historic for a sitting president to have done that. Have you had substantive support behind the scenes personally from President Biden and from his administration? And is this likely to lead to a UAW endorsement for President Biden?
Well, as we've said from the outset, our endorsements are going to be earned, not freely given. And, our membership right now, the focus right now is on the agreements, and that's been our 100% laser focus is on our contracts. So the membership right now, the focus is getting them all the information they can around the contract and let them make a good, it's up to them to vote in the next few weeks. And we'll address politics when it's time to do that. I will say this, there's a distinct difference in the two candidates, the two leading candidates. For the first time in our history of this country, a president visited the picket line. That says a lot. The other candidate chose to go to a non-union factory that has nothing to do with the UAW or our members. And, and so there's a distinct difference there. And also, in the process of working through, there are things we were laughed at and mocked in our demands, for saying we're crazy for asking for these things. One of those things was the EV battery work and the transition to EV, and we did a lot of success with that in this round of bargaining. And there were, Secretary of Labor Julie Su and U.S. Trade Ambassador Catherine Tai, Gene Sperling. The White House, they worked with us on a lot of this, and they worked with the companies also, so we could get to this agreement. So there's a lot of work that's been done. There's still a lot of work to be done, but we're headed in the right direction.
Nobody's laughing now. Nobody's scoffing at what you're able to do. Shawn Fain, President of the United Auto Workers, thank you for your time tonight, sir. Congratulations on what you've done so far. And I know these ratifications still need to happen. Keep us surprised. We'd love to have you back, sir.
I'll be glad to be back, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.